Hey ladies, I hope this video finds you doing well, having a great day. This first week is about what's the first step in legitimizing your leadership within our program, developing yourself as a leader. So when you leave our program, you're going to be better off. Where do we start? And for me, the answer was very simply, we're going to focus on self-discipline. And the idea behind it is if you're not able to lead yourself, it's going to be very hard to lead our program, to lead other friends of yours. So, what exactly is self discipline? The simple definition I use is it's making sure that your daily actions match your overall purpose. Okay, so all the stuff that you do, every decision you make, does that line up with what you absolutely want? Now, obviously, you have to know what you want first. So you got to take, for example, our basketball team. I gave you at that sheet months ago that said, what's our why? And I listed three things that our program's about. It was we're going to create better people, we're going to win championships, and we're going to send people off to play in college. For our program, that's what we're trying to do. That's our purpose. So everything in how I act, how the players act, how we practice, how we prepare has to line up with those three things. For example, I want to help you guys go play in college if that's what you want. That's why I'm very active in the recruiting process. That's why I'm helping some of you get highlight tapes made. That's why I'm getting coaches to come to our practices. That's why I'm talking about you guys even when you don't know it, because that fits into the overall purpose, and that's making sure that our actions are leading to that. Same thing with why we practice the way we practice. We can't have easy practices but expect to be champions and beat people that are better than us. And we're going to have to beat people that are better in order to win at a high level. So all those things I'm thinking about, even I'm looking here at the be better on my chest. The reason that's there instead of Go Patriots or my name or your name is I want to, reemphasize how important culture is and how important doing the right things are and how important be better is not just a basketball thing, but something you do in all walks of life. So all those things are ways that I have tried to make sure my daily actions are matching up to the overall purpose. And in that way, I feel like I'm self-disciplined from a basketball standpoint. I don't know that I'm self-disciplined in every area. In fact, I know I'm not. And that's something that's important to point out here. All of us are going to fall short in some areas in regard to self-discipline. For me, it took me a long time to really understand financially I have to put back money. I can't eat out all the time. I can't just do what's easy. I got to do sometimes what's best for me, what's best for my future. That's factored into taking jobs, where I live at. Even Agasha and I, I'm thinking about asking her to marry me. My mindset changes because now I'm not just saving money for myself, but maybe saving money for a wedding, saving money for her. So my self-discipline in one area hasn't always led to self-discipline in another. And that's something that you guys are probably going to find as well. So maybe you've been self-disciplined in basketball, but not in your schoolwork, or vice versa. And the challenge is, as we all keep on growing and try to become better people, how can we become the most disciplined in the absolute most areas? Before we get into that, let's just talk about our team though. All right. So I told you that, self-discipline is making sure that your daily actions match your purpose. And I told you what the purpose for our team is. Okay. So those three things, the developing better people, sending people off to college and winning championship, that's our purpose. So within our program, what am I looking for out of you guys being our team leaders? Or what am I looking for from myself, my assistants, all the way down to you guys as team leaders? What must you do to show everyone that you're self-disciplined within our program? And I think there's three things. Okay, number one, I'm looking at my notes here, is can we work on how we manage our emotions? You have to be the same person every day, and that's hard. All right. Other things in our life factor in how we come into practice every day. But if you have a 13-year-old freshman that 4 days out of the week, you've been on them in practice, you've been positive, you've been encouraging them, and you've helped them get through something they've struggled with, if all of a sudden on that fifth day you've had a bad day and you didn't show up for them, how are they going to handle that? Well, number one, they've been relying on you, you're not there anymore, so they're probably not going to succeed. And number two, they're going to think that's how you lead people. They're going to think that's okay. Consistency is a big thing. It's hard to be consistent. Self-discipline is and consistency go hand in hand. All right. So managing your emotions is something that I need you to focus on, something that I got to do a better job of. It's something that in some areas I intentionally have worked on the past few years. If you think about it, think about how I coach during a game versus how I coach in practice. In practice, very intense, very in your face about things. Maybe you even think I'm judgmental, stopping things. Like sometimes to an outsider, it can look like there's negative comments being made when you guys just know I'm just pushing you. But if you think about in a game, to most of the time, I'm very calm, I'm very cool. I don't say a lot to officials. I'm not overly negative to any of you guys. Usually when I come over and talk to you during a game, it's, hey, we got to fix this, or, how you doing? What are you reading out there? What are you seeing? That kind of thing. And I do that intentionally because I think you need two different things in practice and in games. In practice, you need me to be intense, and sometimes you need me to help you realize how important the day is. In a game, you guys sometimes need me to be that calming factor. Well, maybe you're already amped up and nervous about the game. You need me to calm you down a little bit. You need me to tell you it's okay. Just, hey, listen, we practiced this. We've worked on this. Trust your preparation. So I give those different things. I manage those emotions. I still want to get all over you sometimes during the games. I just realize that it's not going to be best for our team if I do that. It's not going to be best if I make you more nervous or make you more upset. Now, do I do it perfect? Have I made mistakes in that area? Absolutely. And am I going to continue to make mistakes in that area? Absolutely. My goal is to keep on improving on it, though, to the point to where the mistakes are few and far between. Same thing with you, same thing with your self-discipline. So we all got to do a better job of managing our emotions. That's me included. But with you guys, it's very important that you got to be the same person every day. You have to be the same encouraging type person. You got to be the same person that gets in people's business if they're not doing right. You can't do it one day and not do it the next, because you're going to confuse the other players in our program. And that's something we don't want to have happen. They want to know exactly what to expect from you every day, just like they know what to expect from me every day. So that was number one. Managing your emotions is big, and that's a huge indicator of are you self-disciplined or not. The second one is you guys got to be the example for being prepared. A big thing in our program is we're going to know what to do. We're not just going to play hard, but we're trying to really know how to play basketball. That has to start with each and every one of you. If I'm explaining very basic things over and over and over again to my team leaders, you nor I can hold the freshman, the sophomore, the new person accountable to that same information. You are the guys that have to understand the scouting report. You're the guys that have to understand our plays, understand the expectations, not be late. Like within our basketball program, the best thing you can do to showcase self-discipline as far as being prepared is every single day you're doing the right things. Very easy thing to say, very hard to do. The way that you have to approach it is from a basketball standpoint. If you don't know something, you need to make sure you get with me, so that, because you're a teacher. All leaders have to teach at some point. For you to legitimize yourself as a leader, that freshman has to be willing to come up to you and be like, hey, what do I do here? You have to be able to explain that to them. Whether it be you're a post player and they're talking about something with the guard work, or vice versa, you got to be able to give them some guidance, or at the very least say, hey, I know this, but hey, you need to go talk to so-and-so because they play that position. They can give you more details about it. That's really important, that you showcase that you're prepared and that you're on the same page as all of our coaches. So being the example of being prepared every single day, having your stuff, like that's going to be huge for making sure that everyone respects your leadership and trusts that, hey, this is somebody I can look up to. And then the third and final thing is basically piggybacking off the second. Hey, you guys got to make sure that you lead the example in all kinds of areas. Lead by example in general, because it showcases self-discipline if every single day you're doing what you're supposed to do in the classroom. If I have you guys getting written up, if I have you guys going to ISS or getting suspended, how in the world am I going to tell this new person they can or shouldn't do that? How am I going to say the Be Better culture isn't this, but then my leaders, the people that I've given that role to, are showing them something different? The one negative thing about having all this team gear that we give you is everyone in the building knows who you are. You know, anything negative that's ever happened, usually the AD has said something to me like, yeah, I mean, I knew it was a girls basketball player because they had the shirt on. That's a great thing and a negative thing. It's a great when you're doing the right stuff. It's great when we're having success. It's a negative when somebody's doing the wrong thing within our program. In order to get that limited, you, myself, my coaches, we all have to do a better job of, in general, we represent the right way. I've got to do a better job of that. I've got to find different ways to represent our program better in my job as a teacher. You know, sometimes I take days off or I'm a little lazy with it. I can't do that. I got to be the same on the ball teacher as I am a coach. That's a way of representing us the right way, especially when I'm wearing this at school. So think about those three things in regard to self-discipline within our program. I need you to be the same person every day and manage your emotions. I need you to be the example by being prepared, and I need you to be the example outside of practice. I need you to be the example in the classroom, socially. Those are all areas that require self-discipline for you to accomplish, and if you do it, it's going to make you look like a better leader. It's going to improve your profile, legitimize yourself to all the other players. So sorry today went a little long, but the last thing I want to talk about is our assignment for this week. So we're talking about self-discipline, and I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and you got to do this or you got to do that. Well, how do you improve your ability to become more self-disciplined? I think the only way to do it is to practice. And what I mean by that is, well, we have to find more and more ways to challenge ourselves each week or each month or each day, whatever it is, to showcase self-discipline. So our assignment this week is, before we meet, I want you to think of one thing that is an area in your life that you know or you want to become a little bit more disciplined in. Example for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to really focus on not eating out. I'm only going to eat out once a week. So that way I still get the joy of it, but I'm not going to waste as much money, because it goes back to the financial stuff I was talking to you about. I'm not very good financially in regards to self-discipline. Well, hopefully by me over the next 6-week period saying I'm only going to eat out once a week, that helps me save money, that helps me build good habits, and that's going to lead me to being more confident to make other discipline decisions in the future. So mine is what I just told you, but the basis of it is this. You're going to pick something, doesn't have to be basketball related. Obviously, mine has to do with eating and finances. Pick something that you want to do it on, and we're all going to commit to do it for the 6 weeks that this class goes. And what I want to do is kind of be able to hit back up on it each week, and we all talk about whenever we have our meetings, how you doing? What's been a struggle so far? Did you have a lapse? Can we get back on track? This isn't about you being perfect. This is about you trying to make yourself better. And that's not going to be an easy process. So if you can, have that assignment done, have your topic that you want to be or showcase that you're more self-disciplined on. By the time we meet, you should all, by the time you're reading this, know when we're going to meet. It should be coming up pretty soon. In addition to this video, in addition to the assignment, there should be a PowerPoint attached. Look at that. That's in a PowerPoint that I did for a master's class. I'm working on my master's degree, and it talks about self-discipline. Some of the things I talked about in here is in that PowerPoint. There's also some stuff in the PowerPoint that I didn't even hit on in this video. So if you get a chance, look over that, maybe get some different ideas, maybe give you another idea to do your assignment on. But look at that on your own time. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. Keep on doing what you're doing in practice. Keep on working hard. And at the end of the day, when we're doing all this leadership stuff, like I told you in the welcome video, I want this to be something that you take seriously, that you get something out of. My first time giving a class like this too, so I'm working on some things. So you be patient with me. I'm going to be patient with you. We're going to keep on getting better together. And I look forward to doing week 2 with you pretty soon. So thank you guys. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon.